You used a word which you've used many times to define what your book is about and what you want to transmit, which is responsibility. Telling young people, and not only young people, to assume their responsibility in life. But we're watching the world around us and the rise of populism and of easy solutions, and after 50 years of a peace and prosperity in Western world, do you really think people want to assume their responsibility? I mean, well, your readers and the people who follow you obviously are very taken back by this message.
I would say yes, based on the response. I think that, you see, the thing is, look, here's one way of looking at it. So, and this is maybe the dark side of the motivation for nihilism. People are nihilistic and they're upset about that because it's very hard on them, because they're disoriented and anxious and confused and hopeless. And you say, well, why would anyone voluntarily choose that? So then you can play a game, imaginary game, and you could say to two people, or you could say to a person, here's some choices for you. All right, so here's world number one. Nothing you do matters. Your nihilism is exactly on par. In a million years, who's going to know the difference? We're on a deadlocked dust spot out in some godforsaken corner of the galaxy. It's all randomness and pointlessness, and none of it matters a whit. Well, you think, well, that's pretty dreadful. But then you say, but wait, there's an advantage. The advantage is you can do whatever you want. You've got no responsibility because nothing makes any difference. And then you might say, well, maybe you're a nihilist because you want no responsibility, because you want nothing you do to matter, because then every whim that comes to mind is within your grasp and there's no moral burden. Now, maybe not, but that's certainly worth considering. Then the other alternative would be this. No, you don't understand. You are, in fact, the center of something. You're the bedrock foundation point of the state. You're also central to the structure of reality in some fundamental sense, partly because you bring reality into being from potential through your choices. And so you're participating in the creation of reality itself, and everything you do matters, everything. And you don't get away with anything because it's all important. It's like, well, you could live in that world too, but then you have the responsibility that goes along with that. Now, you might wonder which choice people would make, but my hope and some of my experience suggests that if the rationale is provided properly, then people will choose the responsible path. And there's a reason for that too, because if you choose the nihilistic path, you can make your life devoid of transcendent significance, but you're not going to get rid of the suffering. And you're going to amplify the malevolence. And there's no way out of that. So that's the hell that you're stuck with. And it's real. And people who are stuck there, they know it's real. So if you say that's real, there's a way out. Sometimes they're desperate enough to try it. And then it works. That's the other thing, is that...
We'll see if it works. There's a phrase by Jean-Claude Juncker, who's the president of the European Council, and said, we politicians or rulers, we know what we have to do. The problem is that we know that if we do and we say what we should do, people won't vote us. That means
well, that's a pretty pathetic excuse.
Yeah, it is.
No, I'm seriously, that whole sequence of sentences. I hear that from people.
I was going to ask you,
I hear that from people all the time. And in fact, I heard that twice from two people that I know that are in the process of changing major institutions, from two different major institutions. And the changes are working. And one of them said, we had a talk about why other people weren't doing this, because he seemed to be able to do it. And he said, well, I go and talk to all the people in this organization, and they say, well, we know what to do, and we know how to do it, but it's impossible. It's like, okay, so they don't do it. And so then, literally the same night, I talked to my other friend who's doing the same thing somewhere else, and he said, I can't believe the impact that what I've been doing has been having. He said, well, why don't other people do this? He said, well, I've talked to them, and they say, well, we know what to do, and we know how to do it, but it's impossible. So then they don't do it. It's like, well, this line, it's like, no. What, you have no faith in your citizenry? You can't tell them the truth? Maybe you don't know how to tell the truth. That's a possibility, so they won't vote for you. It's not because they're stupid. It's because you're not capable of uttering the truth in a manner that makes you attractive to people. And so I wouldn't blame the populace. And if you're the sort of person, if you're the sort of politician in a free and democratic society that believes that your constituents can't be trusted with the truth, then you're this far away from adopting the attitude of a tyrant.
Anh hay mơ mộng những thứ xa xôi, không màng về tình ái muôn nơi, sống cho là trọn kiếp đây thôi, đâu quan tâm gì chuyện đời. Thế mà lại ngâm tương tư, ông tầm bà mũi xe tơ, đêm nằm trộm nhớ mơ mơ về ai. Thì ra anh yêu rồi, từ ánh mắt nụ cười, từ đôi môi gọi mưa sao xuyến lòng anh. Thì ra mê em rồi, ngày hay đêm ôm lời, chỉ nghĩ đến em thôi, đó là do anh đã yêu rồi, anh đã yêu rồi, anh đã yêu rồi. Anh đã yêu rồi, anh đã yêu rồi, anh đã yêu em mất rồi. Anh hay mơ mộng những thứ xa xôi, không màng về tình ái muôn nơi, sống cho là trọn kiếp đây thôi, đâu quan tâm gì chuyện đời. Thế mà lại nằm tương tư, ông tầm bà mũi xe tơ, đêm nằm trộm nhớ mơ mơ về ai.
Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted, you've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test, I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion, even though I offer all of the solutions. I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless, I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string.